two, three. One, two, three. Let's go.
Welcome to a very special edition of Teaching Crypto. It's a Friday flip. Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost up to 50 followers. Let's hit that like button. Let's get more followers in here as we're heating up as we hit 45K BTC. Got rejected, but there is some hope that April could be very good. So we decided to definitely do a quick flip Friday. MrFOMO, you have an amazing pick that I love. Go ahead and take the floor.
I like Harvest Finance as a flip this week. Very low market cap, 70 million, doing about 12 million in 24-hour volume. I like Harvest because they're a lot like Yearn Finance. And if you've seen Yearn, they have quite a nice chart since they've opened up. They've gained quite a bit of traction over the years. And I think Harvest is on their way to gaining the same amount of traction. And with a low cap like that, high volume, short term, you can make a little bit of money. And as a matter of fact, last week it pumped all the way to 158 before it came back down to almost one again. So in the short term, you can make a little bit of, or you can make a lot of money very quickly. It's one of those lightning in a bottle picks. But again, as far as, let's say you get stuck with it, it's probably going to fall a little bit, but we're pretty far down as it is. We took another little dip earlier today, even after that strong week. So even if you get stuck with this one, I'm not sure it's a terrible long-term hold because they really do have a good idea. They allow their holders to move their staked tokens to the best yield that they can find. And so they're never stuck with a yield that they like. Let's say you go into Luna, you're stuck with whatever yield they're getting you, which is probably the best right now in Anchor. But if something comes along that's better, they're allowed to move your staked tokens into that area and make you a better yield. So I
love your pick for two reasons: the market cap, the daily volume, and the fact there's less than 1 million tokens. The supply is limited.
Oh yeah,
there seems to be activity. You've got the trifecta for me in terms of tokenomics. Only thing that's missing is a token pair. But again, not everything can be Luna. That's my Luna reference.
And I think that one might be a fun one to do a deep dive on, maybe on Tuesday, because I think we need to take a deeper look into those tokenomics, especially with that low max supply of 690,000. I think that's we've always talked about supply shock with BTC, with eGold, projects like that. I think this could be an interesting one to look into.
I have and I agree. I would definitely, no, not financial advice, look at buying that one if you have confidence that April is going to be a good month. I have a very special flip because my flip is going to be a 3 to 4 week flip. And it's going to be one coin we talked about a long time ago that is rising from the ashes. And it's going to be HBAR. Now, some people might be watching this and say, HBAR, AZcrypto, what are you thinking? That was, from the original draft, and it's done nothing. But here's the deal with HBAR. For the first time, they've been staking. Their partnerships are amazing. They're working on so many things. And again, I came to the realization this is going to be a great coin for 2024-25. But right now, looking at the charts, there's been a long stage of accumulation. We're at 22 cents. Has not really gone down very much the past 24 hours. There's just, when you've been in an accumulation for this long, because it didn't pump before, it wasn't pumping before the January dump, when all the world news happened and crypto took a fall, was not pumping. So it's really due, and I really like it for the month of April. Not saying it won't go up in the next week. I think I feel confident that it can make a little bit of a surge, but I like this one for a longer term flip. I'm all-time high 57, not a guarantee. Would not shock me if BTC is healthy in April. to see this in the high 40s, low 50s. That's I think you're getting a great price. Again, for the first time, they're staking, so the tokenomics is starting to turn in a positive way. And they've always had amazing partnerships and amazing projects they've been working on. So I really like this one. And it's something that I'm not into right now, but I mean, I would definitely look at as a flip for April if I was flipping, and I would really look at it in a couple of years. So many things HBAR is doing. They've got Google behind them, NFT.com they're working on, a lot of NFT projects, but I really like this one. And so I'm confident that you're going to get a nice return. Again, I can't guarantee upper 40s, low 50s, but I think the chances of it going below 22, based on the fact that it's been accumulating for so long, are pretty slim. So as long as we get the key here for any of these flips is we do need BTC to flip 45.5. I think that's going to be important. And I'm going to be positive for a change on BTC. I think we're going to get it. I'm not promising 60, 70K BTC, but I do think we're going to finally flip that 45.5 that we have not been able to ever since early January. And so I think something like HBAR that's been accumulating for a long time will make you some nice cash.
Yeah, and I think a little bit of this BTC strength is based on, our love, our official coin of the channel, Luna. They announced that they're buying up some BTC to shore up or to back their UST. So you're going to see some strength as they continue to buy, because they promised to continue that as we go along. So,
do you think the founder of Luna watched our episode where we begged someone to front run BTC? Can we give ourselves that credit? Do you remember that episode a couple weeks ago? Where we said And so, do you think
give ourselves that credit?
So if we're gonna send him this video, and we're gonna each just ask, just as a little tip, for 500 Luna each. I think that's very small to ask.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Enough to make us rich later.
I happily take the 500 Luna, and I'll keep talking about Luna for the rest of my life.
But you said about HBAR, and it's an old friend of the channel. One thing I like about that is we've seen HBAR a lot stronger than where it is right now, and it's one that we certainly believed in at a lot higher prices last.
It has a history of having, when it has a good week, a 72-hour stretch. It has a really good week, and then unfortunately it does accumulate for a really, really long time. But it is due, so I like it here a lot, and really do for
partnerships. I mean, there was IBM. I think at one point they announced partnerships with certain countries in Europe. I forget where else, but just
Australia. They're into debit card.
That's right. And Australia, and I know a lot of people aren't crazy about CBDCs, but when you start to partner with nation states, that brings a lot of money into your country.
I think what was missing before was the tokenomics, and the fact that now we have some staking. It's still some work to be done, but I think eventually HBAR is going to be a big name in crypto. It's just taking a little bit longer than I expected. But right now, if you don't know, if something's been accumulated for a long time and there's a lot of holders, once new money pours in, especially the cap is not huge, 4 billion. I do like it a lot for this week coming up, and more. I'm telling our viewers, think about it as a 2 to 3 week flip as well. So we gave you guys. We've had a lot of success on these flips, guys. Not financial advice, but really share this video, because I think if you guys were to follow these two, and BTC does flip over that 45.5, you guys will be very happy, because we're trying to make you guys money too, just like we're trying to help ourselves.
Let's all make money together.
Yeah. So let's see what happens this weekend with BTC. If we do flip over 45.5, I think there's going to be some happy times in April. And it's important to remind our viewers before we leave tonight, don't be afraid to take profits at any moment. We've seen, even since we've started the show, how quickly things can change. When you think things are going well, all it takes is one type of world news, and boom, we find ourselves back down. So
there's
just remember,
uncertainty all over the place, and you need to pay yourself for the hard work that you put into this. You've done your research. When you start to make those profits, that's your research paying off. Take those profits, because like we always say, if the pump is here, then the next dump is near, and vice versa. This is how crypto is. It's volatile. It goes back and forth, and you just got to sit back and enjoy the ride.
All right. If you're an HBARian or you're a farmarian, please share and like this video. For Mr. FOMO, this is AZcrypto. Have an excellent weekend, everybody.
Yeah.